So for about the first month, this raggedy old toilet is what we went to the bathroom in. And it doesn't flush because we didn't have water. So if you wanted to flush the toilet, you had to dump a bucket of water down the toilet,
down the hole,
into the septic, because we had no water. That's what the people who lived here before us for 5 years did every time they went to the bathroom. We went from owning our own urban fashion line in downtown Seattle to leaving it all and buying 10 acres of land and a barn in northern Idaho with our parents, who sold their home of 40 years, all with a vision of refashioning our lives, centered around simplifying and slowing down, reconnecting to source. This is our journey. This is Homestead Fashioned. So currently we do not have any water other than a small spring that's just up the hill from us here. So we got guys coming, they're gonna put a well in the next few days here. We have all these plants that we just moved over that we don't want to die over the next few days. It's like 100 degrees. So we've been problem solving a way to get water from the spring down to the plants to kind of be a stopgap until we get the well put in. So we got a jet pump that we're going to go install right now, and the plan is to take a big plastic drum that we have here and put gravel in it to kind of filter the water a little bit, sink that to the bottom, and then put the bottom of the pipe that will be pumping the water up in the middle of that to pull the water from there. And we've got a big long hose running all the way down to where the plants are so that we can get these plants watered.
All right, where are we going?
I don't even know.
All right, we are going up to our spring so that we can install this big pump Daddy's holding. See what Daddy's got in his hands?
Stay here. Yeah.
We're going to install that, and it's going to pump water out of the spring and to where we want it to go. So we can use a hose from the spring to the house and to water the plants. What are we doing here?
Mommy, can I lift my feet up and put a little dip? Mommy?
Yeah, what are you doing, babe?
We are setting up the pump.
You sound like you're cold.
Yeah, it's really cold.
Good job, babe.
Painfully cold water.
Grandma, look. Just a minute, honey. Is it so cold that it's hot?
No. It's so cold that it's really cold. It's like, take my breath away cold.
So we're dumping rocks into the bucket that we...
Okay, it's sitting on the rocks.
Grandma. Grandma, look, I bled myself.
And we're gonna pump it out with this here pump.
This is gonna do right here?
hoping that water is going to shoot a couple of feet out of the end of this.
Okay.
As soon as I plug it in. Is what I'm hoping.
Okay, so it's all plugged in. So if it works, we're gonna have water shoot out of this from a freaking little spring up the hill. You ready? Here we go. I can feel it feels tight, so hopefully all of our plants will live and not die now.
Live and not die.
Ready?
Well, there we go. Woohoo! That seems like it's a lot of pressure going on there.
Look at that.
We got some water for the plant. Awesome, babe. Day of celebration. How you bring water From in the ground to where it needs to be. We brought all these over with the move. Just tons and tons of plants and planters and trees that he had going. All the neighbors were thinking, man, you guys have a lot of plants. Well, now we've got 10 acres to fill it out on. A lot of these trees are going to be going up there. That's where we're thinking we'll put the orchard. Want to talk about what kind of trees you've got back here? And all the layers of trees?
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to see, and we can kind of go over that when we start planting stuff, but we have probably, they're all cold hardy, so they're all down to zone 5. We're in zone 6 here, but we've got almost any fruit and not vegetables. Of course, we'll grow those from seed, but pretty much every fruit that you could grow here. We've got nectarines and peaches and pecans and walnuts. Apples. And 5 different kinds of apples, lots of different kinds. So there's like 5 different kind of apple trees. There's several different kind of plum trees. There's several different kind of pears. Everything to live well and live fully. We'll have fruit for as much as we can eat, probably for farmers markets, for canning, for all of our needs, and hopefully the needs of others as well. So it all is represented here, and also there's trees that are already on the property, and there's things that we're going to grow from seed. So very exciting, but this is just the start. So with a temporary solution in place, now it was time for us to move our attention to a more permanent solution.
Okay, what are we doing, babe?
So these are dowsing rods, and so our well guy is out here showing it, and he did this, and we found 2 veins with these. One vein is going down the hill, and one goes right here, and we know that. So watch this. So see that mark that? Wow. So I'm not on either one of the veins right now, right? So if I walk here or here, these will cross. Watch this. So I'm holding them very loosely, right? In fact, I'm just balancing on my finger. Watch this.
Wow.
Right over that spot.
And what does that mean?
That means that it's picking up the magnetic flow that the water's creating underneath the ground.
All right. So does that mean that's where we dig the well?
This spot. So there's one, see, watch. We know there's one running this way. So I could walk anywhere along here and they should probably cross.
There you go.
See that?
That was hard to see on the video, but yeah. It's hard to see those on the video.
Let's see if I back up.
Oh yeah, there they go.
And if I walk back forward where that is.
Wow. Yeah.
And there's another one that runs here. So if I walk anywhere along this, where that board is, they'll cross again. So watch.
Wow, there it is again, yeah.
See that? So
all right.
Runs here and here.
Okay.
And this is the spot they cross.
And the well has to be how far away?
10 feet from the house.
Oh, only 10 feet?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right, anything else you want to say?
No, but that's witchcraft.
Or it's just
amazing.
the land speaking to you. Does it have to be witchcraft?
No, but they call it water witching, so it's just a funny term.
Yeah, it's a funny term.
So the wildest part of this whole dowsing rod business was after we found the veins, we went to a completely different part of the property. And he said, okay, now what I want you guys to do is to talk to the rods. And so I would put the rods the same way, like just balancing on my fingers so that they couldn't be manipulated at all. And I would start saying, okay, rods, where should we dig this well on this property? And as soon as you started asking that question, they would move and point to that exact spot that we decided to dig the well when we were doing the other part of it. So my mom tried it. Same thing with her. She told the rods, "Hey rods, where should we dig this well?" They would start moving. Boom. They would point to that same spot. It was wild. Like, I think you can explain in some ways, like, okay, well, they're responding to the magnetic pull of the water under the earth or whatever. But to hold them and talk to them and ask them a question and have them respond to it was
wild.
Wow, super wild.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Just seeing how to find water, you talk to basically a hanger wire, and the guy who dug the well and Justin could both just hold them, and they would completely turn. It was so sweet because he would say, you could ask it, where's the water on this property, on this land? And he said, where's this family gonna find water?
Yeah, where's the best place for this family to go dig a well?
Yeah. And every time it would point to the same direction.
Another one of the wild things was that he was saying that when they go to the Indian reservation, it doesn't work. When Native Americans try to use the dowsing rods, it won't work. And what's weird is that you tried it, worked for him, worked for me, worked for mom. You have Native American in you, and when you tried to do it, it wouldn't work for you.
Yeah, that was super weird. Well, it worked at first.
Kind of. It was showing different spots.
Yeah, it was showing the different spots when I would do it. It would point to different areas.
And then it stopped working completely.
Yeah, and when we went to the main area where it had been pointing the whole time, I tried to do it, and it just would do nothing. So that was super weird. The other thing that was kind of cool though is that with this water finding, the rods will point straight to show you where the water vein is, but then as you walk towards where it's pointing, as you get closer to where water crosses, the rods turn and cross on each other to show you like where the best water is, where you maybe have two veins crossing. It was just out of this world.
Yeah.
How specific it was, how it moved as you moved to stay in the area where it's telling you to go. I mean, we were walking with these rods in our hands, and it would turn as needed. Like if you were trying to confuse it, it was just very, very interesting process.
Before, if you would have asked me, like, I would have been like, it's people are manipulating it somehow. But I mean, after experiencing it, I'm like, I'm a believer in water dowsing. I mean,
yeah, it was pretty cool. And it's just amazing to think of how like there are different energies all around us that are communicating on levels that are different than how we talk to each other, right? But these energies are always there, you know, and that we can actually tap into that and use it if we're knowledgeable and sensitive to it, and that's just incredible.
Because you are sensitive to it.
Well, I don't know what happened to that. I was sensitive at first. I don't know. Mine was pointing to like there's water over there's water over there. I don't know.
And this lays all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. But you and the main guy, it kept pointing to one spot.
Yeah. We could go anywhere on the property.
Maybe you were just in agreement with him.
We could go anywhere on the property. Doesn't matter where we were. I don't know if there was a guy in a tree somewhere with a remote control. But you could ask it, and it doesn't matter where you were, it would keep pointing to that same spot on the property.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
I've been wanting to hold this kind of snake. It's cool.
Really cool. Yeah, go put it over there in the grass. Show it to mom. Can you show mom the snake?
Wow, honey, that's so cool. They do that.
It's tying itself up.
Okay, let's release it.
Can you go let go?
I'm gonna release it in there.
Okay.
Yeah, release it in the long grass. It'll probably be like this right now.
Love you, girls.
Okay, go ahead, Scott. Hey, remember, hey, let it go.
Oh, there she goes. Happily swiggling off. Goodbye.
I think it liked me.
Yeah, I think you liked it too.
So with the spot chosen, now it's time for a $50,000 roll of the dice based on the opinion of a couple of metal rods.
Grandma, things are about to get messy.
You think?
So the more of those metal casings that you see there that they're having to put in, the more the price is going up quickly, which just means they're going through more and more clay, way more clay than they thought. And it went from excitement to, oh geez, this is not looking good. At about 300 feet, we finally started getting into some shale, which is a good thing. And then, eureka! And we didn't just hit water. I mean, we hit 50 gallons a minute kind of water. And to put that into perspective, the closest well in the area that's producing the most water is doing 15 gallons a minute. So 50, I mean, we hit the mother lode. So with the well finished, the next step was for them to come out the next day and install the pump, and we are in the water. There it goes. That is the pump that's going to give us water right there. Got there.
We hit water. We hit gold. We hit gold.
a hose, but this is what it's in a bottle. So we're gonna let it keep running constant for a couple hours, few days, maybe however long it takes until this gets clear. But it's super cold and super refreshing on these 90-something degree days. We got water! Woohoo!
It's struck gold.
That's right. Gold.
That's gold.
Yes.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gold.
This journey has been full of lots of milestones, little ones and big ones, and this was definitely a big one.
But it got us where our water is. We dug down past about 300 feet.
On the video, you don't know that yet. We're building a little suspense of whether or not we got water, so we're not going to tell them whether or not it was successful or not.
Oh, okay.
Good job. Thank you.
But I think you need to do the beginning because I lifted this up. I like it better up.
Very good.